Today we're exploring the world of Soviet-era record pressings. You heard that right. Now, I don't think these records necessarily sound that great, but I do think that they are historically significant. More on that coming up right after this. Hi, my name is Frank. Welcome to Sundays on channel 33 RPM. Remember to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for even more content. Links below this video. Hope to see you there. Now, I've been collecting Soviet-era records now for a few years. These are records that were pressed in the former USSR in the late 80s and early 90s. I do think these are kind of cool. I want to take you on a closer look at some of these records. In the late 1980s, the USSR was going through significant changes. Communism was on its way out. Borders were opening up. All of a sudden, Russians had more access to music from the West. This was a big change. Prior to this period, many records had to be smuggled into the country because they were contraband, and then they were sold and traded on the black market. Now, in some well-documented cases, enterprising Russians, believe it or not, were pressing both domestic and Western music on the photographic film from X-rays. X-ray film happened to be readily available and was pretty good at holding the groove of recorded music. It was risky business though. Bootleggers, if caught, faced prison time. Of course, as we all know now, over time, communism started to tank, and as I said, things really started to change. All of a sudden, in 89 and 90, you had Russian labels like the formerly state-owned Melodia Records pressing music from bands like Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, the Beatles, and more. And the Russians, of course, gobbled the stuff up. Now, were these official releases? I would suggest probably not. At best, I would call them gray market releases. They don't sound great, but they don't sound horrible either. But as I said earlier, it's not really about the sound quality for me anyway. I think these are a significant part of rock and roll history, so I want to show you a few examples. Let's take a closer look. First record I want to show you, about this one from my friend Russ H. It's Uriah Heep with Very Heavy, Very Humble. This was originally released in 1970. And of course, this is a Soviet era reissue. This is, it's shiny, but this is very thin. It's hard to even call this cardboard. It's really closer to paper than it is cardboard. And here is the record itself. You can see the label right there. And there is a closer look at the label on this side. The next one I have for you is this oddball pressing of Black Sabbath, Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. And see, they've changed the album cover around a bit here, Black Sabbath, in Russian writing. Here's the back. Again, I'm not sure what they've done with the artwork. Doesn't really look that great, but hey, what the heck. It's an interesting example of Russian pressings. Again, the same label you saw on the Uriah Heep record right there, S&C Records, one side, and, sorry about the glare, and there's the other. Here's another Black Sabbath one. This one is an interesting compilation right there again, Black Sabbath in Russian. This one is on Melodia Records, and even the English here is hard to read, but the track list includes Black Sabbath, NIB, Behind the Wall, Sleep, what the heck, Planet Caravan, Paranoid, Electric Funeral, some of these I can't even read, Fairies Wear Boots, I think. And this one, if I gave it a little bit of time, I'd probably figure out what it says. I might have to give it a listen, though. As I mentioned, this one is on the Melodia record label. The record itself is in very good condition. It's, almost flawless. Got a couple Led Zeppelin records I want to show you, including this really interesting Soviet-era issue of Led Zeppelin 1. This one is pretty much printed on paper. It's matte. It's not glossy at all, and it's not thick at all either. There is the back of the record. It's from St. Petersburg, Russia. Again, this is Led Zeppelin 1, and there's the front label, and besides the glare, there's the back. And one final Led Zeppelin one to show you, once again on Melodia. This is a compilation, as you can see here, called Led Zeppelin Stairway to Heaven. Photo of the band. And again, really thin jacket. A little bit of history of Led Zeppelin right there in Russian, so I can't really tell you what it says. This one came out in 1988. And here is the label, plain white. Once again from Melodia. There's side 2. And right there we have Side 1. Let me know what you thought of today's episode in the comments below. Remember, if you enjoyed it, to leave a quick like. If you haven't subscribed yet, click that button. You will never miss another episode again. Thanks, guys, for your support, as always. Check out the merch store if you are so inclined for t-shirts kind of like this one. I have apparel starting at only $9.99. Have a great week. Until next time, bon spinnin'.